Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loca here. Join me today as I show you a mini plant haul that I got from Walmart. So let's go. It is the middle of July, and starting around the beginning of July, a lot of stores start marking down a lot of their plants, especially their annuals, perennials, trees, you name it. And in my opinion, that is the best time to go looking for deals, because if you wait too long to look for those deals, sometimes certain things that you really want get sold out. I love going to the big box stores. They often have a lot of great deals after the 4th of July, and you can really score big. But did you know that Walmart also has some really nice deals, especially if you have a Walmart close to you and they have a garden center? Now, I went to Walmart just to buy a few grocery items. I admit I couldn't resist. I went over to the garden center and I went directly to the clearance section because they still had plants there that were not marked down. I didn't care to buy any of those, but I was wanting to see what they had in the clearance section. And you can see I did come home with some bargains, and I figured I'd share with you what I found in case you have a Walmart near you and you want to check out what their garden center has. So we're going to start with this first plant. It is a type of Coreopsis, and the pot is Better Homes and Garden. It's in a 2-quart pot, so it's a fairly good size. And the variety of this Coreopsis is Little Bang Starstruck. It was normally $8.97 and I got it for $3, which is a really good deal. And in terms of where to plant this, it likes full sun and it grows about 8 to 10 inches in height. You want to water this weekly. And as long as you keep it deadheaded, which means removing all the spent blooms, it will keep putting out new fresh blooms all the way until my first frost. What's also a bonus is this plant is part of the pollinator collection, and we're always trying to add more plants to our yard that attracts the pollinators. So Coreopsis is always a good choice. In terms of hardiness, it is hardy down to USDA Zone 5. By the way, before I go on, I just wanted to let you know, this morning I was weeding what I call the bay window flower bed, which is on the west side of my house. It's the front of my house. It's one of the few areas in my yard that gets full sun. So you can bet some of these plants will be planted in that area now that I've started weeding it. Well, I did find another Coreopsis that I liked. They actually had maybe 4 or 5 different kinds of Coreopsis, but I picked the 2 that I really thought were pretty. This is the same size as the last container by the same company, the same price, $3. It has all the same light, water requirements, the same hardiness in terms of zone, and the name of this is Little Bang Red Elf. I just think it's very pretty, very sweet. Okay, the next one is the same size pot by the same company. However, this time it is a Delphinium. And I understand that Delphiniums often are treated as annuals, but I figured for the $3 price, it was worth it. If I can cut off the blooms and have it still bloom for me up until my first frost, why not? And as a bonus, if I can collect the seeds off this plant, that alone is worth the $3, just being able to collect the seeds off this plant to make a lot more of these plants. So it says here that the name of this is Delphina, and it is normally $9. Again, it was $3 marked down. It likes full sun. It gets about 14 to 18 inches in height. When the surface is dry, it does appreciate moderately moist soil. And it says it's hardy to zone 4. Since this plant does like full sun, I'll definitely be planting this in one of the few beds that I have in my yard that likes full sun. And if it comes back for me next year, that would be great. If not, at least I can enjoy it for this year. The next one is an annual. It is a lantana, and I got it because it was so cheap. It was only $1, which when you talk about annuals, it's not a bad price when they're this size, and lantanas can be pretty pricey. I'm planning to put this in a container pot. I still have a lot of annuals that I started from seed. I do want to make some pots for my porches because I never got to it this summer, but it's never too late. So I will definitely be adding this into a container pot for my porch. This plant likes full sun. You want to water it 2 to 3 times per week. It can get pretty tall, about 16 to 18 inches in height. And lantana is hardy to zone 11. So it says here 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, guess what? During the winter months, my garage rarely goes down below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm actually going to try to overwinter this in my garage. It'll be a fun experiment. And I'd also love to be able to collect the seeds off this plant. I tried a number of years ago, but I didn't try very hard. So I want to try it again because I do love collecting seeds from my plants. Also, I think this would be a fun plant to experiment with when it comes to cuttings. I've never taken cuttings off of a lantana, so why not try, right? Okay, isn't this so pretty? I realize it is starting to go by. I will be coming in here and I will be deadheading this just like my other plants. And I also intend to collect the seeds off this plant because I've been able to collect seeds off Foxglove before. It's pretty simple and easy to do. And I hope to propagate and get more plants that way just by getting the seeds. So this is by Better Homes and Garden. It's in a 1.5 gallon bucket. The variety of this foxglove is Dalmatian, and it's a purple color. It was normally $19.97. That's so expensive, I feel, for foxglove, but they can be pricey. So I got it for $3. And foxglove like full sun. They get very tall, about 18 to 20 inches in height. And I know that most of the parts of this plant are toxic to humans as well as animals. So you want to make sure you're wearing gloves when you really start working with the roots or when you start collecting the seeds. It likes moderately moist soil, so you want to water it when the surface is dry. And it's hardy down to USDA zone 4. I don't believe this plant will come back next year, but there might be pieces in here that didn't bloom this year. So it is possible that some parts of this plant do come back. I'm going to be putting it in the ground and we'll see. We'll have to wait till next year to see if, because it just looks like it's packed with a lot of little plants in here. So maybe there is a piece in here that didn't bloom this year, they'll bloom next year. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This sad looking plant is a sunflower. And I thought it would be fun to try this plant in a pot. It looks like it has a lot of buds, a lot of new growth on it. So what I'll be doing is coming in here and deadheading it and trying to I'll give it a lot of fertilizer. I'll give it some good soil, a lot of water, and hopefully it will still bloom for us during the season. And if it doesn't, then it was a $1 investment that I made. It was normally $15.44. Like I said, I got it for $1. It's called Sunfinity Sunflower, and it definitely attracts pollinators. So it'll be interesting to see. I think what I'm going to do is there is one or two of the flowers that have gone by. They look like they maybe have started to go to seed. So I may possibly leave a few of those on here just to make sure they go to seed and I can collect the seeds off of this. And then hopefully I should be able to grow this again next year. So there you go. This was my mini plant haul. If you have a Walmart near you, definitely check it out for their clearance section in their garden center. And by all means, go to other stores that have garden centers as well, because you can definitely score some great bargains that way. And like I mentioned, I'm working on a flower bed that's in the full sun. So you'll be seeing that video shortly. And I think we'll be planting some of these plants in that space in the future as well. And I have one more plant haul coming on a different day. It's kind of fun. It's kind of exciting. I'll give you a little hint. It has nothing to do with gardening on a budget. And you know that that's what I'm all about. All my videos are about shopping my own yard and starting plants from seed, dividing plants. Well, as a gardener, sometimes we just need to have certain plants. And there are some plants that I've been wanting for a number of years. The other day, I finally just did it. I just bought some plants full price. I know. It's something I don't usually do, but I will be doing a plant haul video on that. I can't wait to share that with you. So be on the lookout for that video. Most of the plants like shade, and I have a lot of shade in my yard, so I'm very excited about that plant haul. I want to hear from you. Have you found any plant hauls this year? If so, drop it down in the comment section below. I want to know what you found, for how much, and where did you find it? I can maybe check out those places, but so can other people because we all love reading comments. So please drop a comment below. And until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.